Crop production and management. Man obtains his food from plants as well as animals. That means man has to grow plants and rear animals to meet his requirement of food. So, in this chapter, we'll study the different practices of obtaining food from both plants as well as animals. First of all, we'll discuss that what are crops. See, when the same kind of plants are grown in the field on a large scale to obtain foods like cereals, that is wheat, maize, etc., pulses, vegetables, fruits, that is called a crop. Now, crop are of two types, that is kharif and rabi. We'll discuss more about kharif and rabi crops with their features. Now, growing season. Kharif is grown in rainy season, whereas rabi is grown in winter. Sowing time. It is sown at the beginning of monsoon, whereas rabi is sown at the beginning of winter. When we talk about the harvesting time, kharif crops are harvested at the end of monsoon, that is September-October, whereas rabi crops are harvested in March and April. If we talk about the water requirement, kharif crops require a lot of water to grow, whereas rabi crops require less water as compared to the kharif crops. Examples: kharif crops are paddy, maize, millet, soya bean, etc., whereas rabi are wheat, gram, peas, mustard, etc. One more category of crops are there which are grown between rabi and kharif season, and they are known as zaid crops. These filler crops are mainly grown from March to June, and their example includes fruits like watermelon, muskmelon, or vegetables like cucumber, bitter gourd, etc. Further, we'll move to the agriculture practices that are involved in the crop production. So, the major agriculture practices involved are: first is preparation of soil. That is, that soil is prepared by sowing, by plowing, leveling, manuring, and then we further move to sowing. The process of planting seeds in the prepared soil. Seeds should be of good quality, healthy, and disease-free. Then adding manure and fertilizers. So manure and fertilizers are added to enrich the soil. They add nutrients gradually, while fertilizers offer instant nutrients to the crops. Next is irrigation. See, watering the crops at regular interval. Methods include traditional method or modern methods. Then is weeding. Weeding is removal of unwanted plants that compete with the crops for its nutrient, water, light, etc. Then goes harvesting. Cutting mature crops to gather the produce, done manually or mechanically with harvesters. And final stage is the storage, where these harvested crops are properly dried and stored in granaries. Proper storage prevents damage from pest, insect, and moisture. Now the question arises that what is soil preparation and why is it important in agriculture? Soil preparation is the first step in cultivating a crop for food production. It involves processes such as plowing, leveling, manuring, and it is important because it loosens the soil, allowing plants' roots to penetrate freely and deeply, so that it helps them to breathe. It supports the growth of beneficial microbes and earthworms, improving the soil fertility. Then comes plowing. What are its benefits? See, it's the process of loosening and turning the soil using an implement called a plow, which can be made of wood or iron. It is done using bullock or tractor. It allows plants to grow deeper and firmly in the soil. At times you must have noticed the soil is too dry during plowing. So how this problem can be solved? When the soil is too dry, it breaks into large mud crumbs. So these mud crumbs are broken down using a soil plank called crumb crusher to ensure a finer, smoother soil texture for better sowing and plant growth. And remember, the main agricultural implements that are used are plow, hoe, and cultivator. Now, when the farmer grows the crops, while sowing, what does he has to ensure? See, the process of scattering or putting seeds in a ground soil for growing crop plant is called sowing. So it's a crucial step in crop production. Before sowing, good quality seeds are selected. Good qualities seeds should be clean, healthy, and free from infection. Then we put all the seeds in the bucket containing water and stir well. And most of the seeds will settle at the bottom, whereas some seeds will float. So the seeds that sink are healthy, whereas that float are spoiled seeds. And this sowing of seeds can be done by two ways, either by hand or with a seed drill. Now we'll discuss the advantages and disadvantages of both the methods. When we do hand sowing, it's easy and requires no special equipment, but no deeper depth control and seeds can be eaten by birds also. Whereas seed drill sowing, proper depth and spacing protects seeds from birds, ensures uniform growth, and requires a plow and seed drill equipment. Next step is adding manures and fertilizers. Now, which is more beneficial, manure or a fertilizer? Let's learn. See, organic matter from plant and animal waste is the manure, whereas chemically manufactured substance that is rich in nutrients is the fertilizer. Manure has low nutrient content. Fertilizers have high nutrient content. Manure improves soil texture and water retention, whereas fertilizers increase soil fertility instantly. If we go cost-wise, manure are cheap and easily available, whereas fertilizers are expensive. But manure is eco-friendly and biodegradable, whereas fertilizers may cause water pollution. Now, as we learned about manures and fertilizers, how they improve the fertility of the soil, now we'll talk about one more practice, that is crop rotation. So it's a practice of growing different types of crops alternately on the same land to improve the soil fertility. It even prevents soil erosion and reduces our dependency on chemical fertilizers. Next step is the irrigation. Irrigation is a process of supplying water to crop at regular interval, and it is essential for the crop growth. Modern techniques include sprinkler system or drip irrigation system, as it saves water. We talked about weed. So weeds are the unwanted plants that take away the nutrients from our crops. So removing them is actually important, as they act as host for pests and diseases also. Then is harvesting. It's a process of cutting and gathering mature crops. Manual harvesting can be done. Mechanical harvesting can be done through threshing, winnowing. Then storage of the crops by drying is equally important, so that no moisture should be there and humidity can be controlled. Till now we discussed about crops. Now we'll talk about animals. See, animal husbandry is a branch of agriculture that deals with the feeding, shelter, health, breeding of domestic animals. Just like crops require proper soil, irrigation, etc., animals also need certain important practices for food and other purposes. That is proper feeding of animals, their shelter, then their prevention and cure from diseases, so that we can obtain milk and other dairy products from animals. Even fishes are an important source of food. They are essential for us, as they are highly nutritious and easily digestible. And the nutritional benefits of fish include they are rich in proteins and they are light to our stomach. They contain vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, then cod liver oil, which is actually very vital for our growth. For more such videos, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel.